Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something most people misunderstand. Everyone talks about the hustle, the grind, the overnight success. But let me tell you a secret. The real hustle isn't doing more. It's waiting. It's having the patience to stick to your vision when nobody believes in it, when nobody is cheering you on, when it feels like nothing is happening. We live in a world obsessed with instant gratification. Likes, views, followers, quick wins. Everyone wants it all now. And in that rush, people forget that the most valuable things take time. Building something meaningful doesn't happen in a weekend or even a year. It happens when you show up every day, put in the work, and trust that the results will come later. That is patience. That is the real hustle. Patience is not doing nothing. Patience is doing everything you can every single day while understanding that success isn't immediate. It's studying, learning, experimenting, failing, and improving. It's embracing the process and trusting it. And let me be clear, people will doubt you. People will question why you're not further along. But if you rush, if you chase the shortcuts, you'll burn out, make mistakes, and miss the big wins that only come from consistency. Think about this. The most successful people didn't get there overnight. They stacked their effort over years, sometimes decades. They were patient in the face of rejection, patient when the results were invisible, patient when everyone else was quitting. That patience created the space for mastery, for opportunities, and for momentum that no shortcut could give. So here's what I want you to take away. Embrace the long game. Respect the process. Put in the work every day without obsessing over instant results. Because when you combine patience with relentless action, when you do the right things over and over, that is where the magic happens. That is where the real hustle lives. Success is not about the quick wins or the instant gratification that everyone talks about. Too often, people get caught up in what they can achieve right now, what results they can see, and they forget that the real game is long-term. Long-term vision beats short-term gratification because everything worthwhile takes time to build. Think about any achievement that you admire, whether it's a thriving business, a skill mastered, or a relationship that lasts decades. It didn't happen overnight. It happened because someone committed to the process, stayed consistent, and refused to give up even when progress wasn't visible. When you focus on short-term results, you start measuring success by things that are temporary, fragile, and often out of your control. You measure by likes, followers, money in the bank, or recognition from others. And when those numbers fluctuate, it affects your motivation. But when you have a long-term vision, your focus shifts. You start valuing the work itself, the daily actions, the growth that happens quietly behind the scenes. You understand that what you do today may not produce immediate results, but it compounds over time. Every small step, every decision aligned with your larger goal adds up. That is how lasting success is built. Patience is a key part of long-term vision. It's not passive waiting, it's a conscious choice to trust the process. It's the understanding that the seeds you plant today might take months or years to grow into something you can see, but that doesn't mean the effort is wasted. In fact, it's the opposite. This consistent work done with the right mindset is what positions you for extraordinary results. The people who succeed in the long run are not necessarily the ones who start with the most talent or resources. They are the ones who play the long game. They know that setbacks, failures, and slow progress are part of the journey, and they keep moving forward anyway with the confidence that time favors the ones who persist. Having a long-term vision also changes how you make decisions. You start asking yourself, will this action help me in 5 years, 10 years? Instead of, will this get me attention today? This perspective shifts your energy toward meaningful work and away from distractions. It allows you to take risks, learn from mistakes, and grow without being paralyzed by the need for immediate validation. You become more strategic, more resilient, and more capable of handling challenges because you understand that your worth and your results are not defined by the short-term outcomes, but by your commitment to the bigger picture. In essence, long-term vision is about patience, persistence, and perspective. It's about valuing the journey as much as the destination and understanding that the best rewards come to those who can see beyond the now. It's about playing a game where time is your ally, not your enemy, and where the real power comes from steady, deliberate, consistent effort that compounds over years. Patience is often misunderstood as doing nothing, as sitting back and waiting for opportunities to come to you. But the truth is, patience is one of the most active forms of hustle there is. Real patience is not passive, it's deliberate, focused, and relentless. It's the ability to keep pushing forward, to keep grinding, even when the results aren't immediate or obvious. Many people think that if they aren't seeing instant rewards, they're failing. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Patience is action over time, sustained effort that compounds into results no one else can see at the moment, but that eventually become undeniable. When you are patient, you understand that success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Every small effort, every decision, every piece of work you do now is part of a bigger picture. It's like planting a tree. You water it, nurture it, give it sunlight, and even though you can't see it growing day by day, beneath the surface, roots are spreading, strengthening, preparing it to become massive. People who confuse patience with passivity miss this point. They stop showing up because they're not seeing immediate gains. But the reality is that those who are patient are the ones who actually show up consistently when it matters most. Patience as hustle also means understanding timing. You can't force certain things. You can't make opportunities appear faster than they are ready. But what you can do is prepare yourself while you wait. Every hour you spend learning, improving, and refining your craft is an hour invested in the future that will reward you exponentially. When others are chasing shortcuts, seeking validation, or burning out from trying to rush the process, the patient ones are building a foundation so strong that when the opportunity comes, they are ready to capitalize on it fully. This is the paradox of patience. It looks quiet on the surface, but underneath it's a form of the hardest, most strategic hustle there is. Being patient doesn't mean avoiding risk either. It means taking the right risks at the right time and resisting the urge to act impulsively just because you want immediate results. It's about having faith in your process and your abilities, even when progress is invisible. Patience is also about mental strength. The ability to stay disciplined when external rewards are absent, to continue performing the work day after day, and to trust that your consistent efforts will eventually break through in a way that instant action without patience never could. Patience is a secret weapon for anyone serious about success. It allows you to move with purpose rather than reaction, to stay consistent rather than frantic, and to build momentum quietly that will one day become unstoppable. It is active, deliberate, and powerful. The real hustle isn't just in what you do in the moment, it's in the patience to keep doing it, knowing the payoff is coming, not today, not tomorrow, but at the right time. Most people quit because they are chasing recognition, approval, or validation. They want to be seen, to have their efforts acknowledged immediately, and when that doesn't happen, they give up. But true success isn't about applause or attention. It's about embracing the grind, even when nobody is watching. The real hustle is doing the work day after day in silence with no guarantee that anyone will notice. This is where the difference between temporary effort and lasting achievement lies. When you embrace the grind without immediate validation, you develop a resilience and discipline that no external reward could ever teach you. Recognition is fleeting, but the work you put in quietly builds character, skill, and momentum. Imagine someone learning a craft or building a business. If they only worked when people were watching or cheering them on, they would never reach their full potential. But those who embrace the process, who show up consistently even in solitude, create results that speak louder than any applause ever could. This mindset separates the people who experience temporary bursts of success from those who build legacies. When you can find fulfillment in the work itself, independent of immediate feedback, you unlock a level of power and focus that allows you to outlast competitors and peers who are easily distracted by surface-level recognition. The truth is that growth and progress are almost always invisible at first. Early in any journey, your effort might feel meaningless. Sales might be low, your skills might feel raw, your audience might be non-existent, and you might feel isolated. Most people see this as a sign to quit, but those who embrace the grind see it as an opportunity to grow without pressure. They understand that the invisible work is laying the foundation for something much bigger. The moments when no one is watching are the moments that define your future success. These quiet, disciplined hours of effort build habits, sharpen skills, and create systems that eventually lead to extraordinary outcomes. Embracing the grind also teaches patience, humility, and perspective. When you're not chasing immediate validation, you can focus on improvement rather than comparison. You learn to measure progress by your own growth, not by how many people notice. This allows you to experiment, to fail without fear, and to adjust strategies without being influenced by external opinions. You stop reacting to temporary feedback and start controlling what matters most: your effort, your mindset, and your consistency. Embracing the grind without immediate validation is a mindset that turns labor into leverage. It transforms quiet effort into visible results over time, and it separates the fleeting from the permanent. Those who can commit to this kind of work develop a level of discipline, resilience, and skill that becomes unstoppable. They are not distracted by who is watching or who is applauding. They are focused on building a future that is bigger than today. Stronger than patience is not just about waiting, it's about using the time wisely to learn, grow, and prepare yourself for the opportunities ahead. Many people misunderstand patience as simply standing still, but the truth is that the moments in between, when progress feels slow or invisible, are the most critical for personal development. These are the periods where skills are sharpened, knowledge is accumulated, and character is built. When you commit to learning and growing while you wait, you turn patience into an active, powerful force that compounds over time. Every successful person you admire didn't just wait for luck to find them, they prepared themselves for it. They invested time in mastering their craft, in understanding the nuances of their industry, and in improving their weaknesses. While others were seeking instant results or chasing shortcuts, they were quietly getting better every day. This is the advantage of learning and growing while you wait. When the opportunity finally comes, you're not just ready, you're ahead of everyone else who rushed or skipped the preparation. The work you do in the waiting period often determines how far you can go once the door opens. Learning while waiting also means embracing failure and experimentation. Patience gives you the space to make mistakes without the pressure of immediate judgment. You can test ideas, refine approaches, and discover what works and what doesn't, all without the burden of external expectations. Each failure becomes a lesson, each small adjustment builds competence, and over time, these incremental improvements accumulate into mastery. The people who succeed understand that preparation and practice are invisible investments that pay enormous dividends later. They don't waste time worrying about how long it takes. They focus on improving every day. Patience paired with growth also builds confidence. When you know you are actively improving, your self-belief strengthens. You start trusting that your effort will eventually produce results and that setbacks are just part of the process. This confidence allows you to take on bigger challenges, make bolder decisions, and approach opportunities with a level of readiness that others simply cannot match. Those who ignore the growth phase, impatiently chasing results without preparation, often stumble because they are not equipped to handle the challenges that come with success. The beauty of learning while waiting is that it creates compounding effects. Each skill you gain, each insight you acquire, and each habit you build becomes a multiplier for your future efforts. What might feel like small or invisible progress today can lead to breakthroughs tomorrow. Patience becomes the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be, but only if you actively invest in yourself along the way. By embracing the mindset of growth during the waiting period, you turn what many see as downtime into your greatest advantage. You gain clarity, capability, and resilience. You are not merely biding time. You are constructing the foundation for long-term success, ensuring that when the right opportunity comes, you are ready not just to seize it, but to dominate it. The most powerful force in achieving lasting success is the compounding effect of small, consistent actions over time. People often underestimate how much impact daily effort can have because the results aren't immediate or flashy. But the truth is, when you take deliberate, consistent steps towards your goal every single day, those actions build on each other like layers of a foundation. This is why patience and persistence are inseparable. Without patience, people give up before the compounding effect can take hold. Without consistency, effort is scattered and fails to create momentum. When combined, small actions over time create unstoppable growth. Think about it like this. One day of work alone might seem insignificant, and one success might feel like luck. But when those efforts are repeated day after day, they start to amplify. Skills improve, knowledge deepens, networks grow, and opportunities multiply. This is the magic of compound effort. It doesn't just add up. It multiplies. Every hour you invest in learning, every step you take to improve, every small win, no matter how invisible it feels at the time, is contributing to a larger outcome that will eventually become impossible to ignore. The people who achieve extraordinary success are not necessarily smarter, faster, or luckier. They are the ones who consistently show up, take action, and allow their efforts to compound over time. Consistency also trains your mindset. When you commit to doing the right things repeatedly, you develop discipline, resilience, and confidence. You learn to trust the process, to stay focused despite distractions, and to handle setbacks without giving up. This mental toughness is just as valuable as the skills you are building. It ensures that you can continue pushing forward even when results are delayed, and it protects you from the frustration and impatience that cause most people to quit. The compounding effect works not only with your actions, but also with your mindset, creating a feedback loop of growth and perseverance. Another important aspect of compounding effort is that it allows small, almost invisible improvements to turn into significant breakthroughs. You may not notice progress day to day, but over months and years, the cumulative effect of your consistent actions becomes massive. The key is to resist the urge to measure success too early, to avoid comparing your journey to others, and to focus on what you can control, showing up and doing the work. This patience with process is what separates those who experience fleeting victories from those who achieve lasting impact. The power of compound effort shows that patience is not passive, it is a strategy. Every choice you make, every small effort, every hour invested builds on the previous one. The results may start small, invisible, or slow, but over time they accelerate, creating exponential growth. This is the real hustle. The ability to trust in your consistent effort, to keep moving forward, and to understand that the work you do today will multiply into outcomes far beyond what you can imagine. The people who embrace this principle don't just survive the grind, they thrive in a way that feels effortless to outsiders, but is actually the result of relentless, patient, and consistent action. So remember this, patience is not waiting. It's working, learning, and growing while the world rushes by. The real hustle is showing up every day, doing the work that nobody sees, trusting the process, and letting your consistent effort compound into results that speak louder than any shortcut ever could. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and embrace the long game, because success always rewards those who can wait while still pushing forward relentlessly. Thank you.